Keep telling yourself that!
There's strong, there's overpowered. And then there's the moment a One Piece character swings so far past the limit that the series' own power chart snaps in half. Think emperors lifting islands like beach balls, admirals freezing oceans on a whim, or a grinning grandfather detonating an entire harbor with one punch. Tonight we're counting down the feats that force fans to redraw every tier list and ask, okay, so what's above God level? Strap in, because by the time we hit number 1, gravity, logic, and common sense will all be begging for mercy. 10. The moment the ocean turned to glass.
Ice Age.
A lone marine steps onto Long Land sun-bleached beach, flips his bike onto its kickstand, and stretches like he's just here for a nap. Vice Admiral. No, this is Admiral Aokiji, one of the Navy's 3 ultimate weapons, and he's about to redefine environmental control. Without ceremony, he wanders to the tide line, crouches, and brushes the surface with one finger. The effect is instantaneous and terrifying. A white crackle races outward faster than cannon fire, skinning the sea in solid ice. First a ripple, then a thunderclap of freezing vapor that rolls all the way to the horizon. Rolling swells solidify mid-curl. Gulls skitter to a halt on sudden glass. Distant warships groan to a dead stop, propped on crystal blue pedestals. Sea kings, titanic rulers of the Grand Line, drift beneath a lid they can no longer break. Every pirate present, Luffy included, watches their number 1 natural defense turn into Aokiji's personal sidewalk. Devil fruit users are supposed to fear water. He just upgraded into terrain. No punches, no swords, just a lazy yawn, and the ocean itself begs to cooperate. In that frozen breath, the One Piece power scale cracks. If an admiral can bench Mother Nature with one touch, what hope does any ordinary adversary have when he decides to stop playing lazy? 9. The red-haired earthquake.
Must excuse me. It's hard to stay calm.
A Yonko's flagship should be the safest deck on the seas, yet the moment red-haired Shanks sets foot aboard the Moby Dick, safety evaporates like morning mist. There's no war cry, no flashing blade, just quiet steps, a half smile, and a sake jug cradled in one hand. Then it happens. An invisible pressure ripples out from him, thick as storm surf and twice as merciless. Veteran pirates, men who've stared down sea kings and admirals, sway, clutch their heads, and collapse as if struck by invisible cannonballs. Mast crake, sake barrels burst, and the very planks groan under a force that feels geological. Within seconds, half of Whitebeard's legendary crew lies unconscious, eyes rolled white, foaming at the mouth. All Shanks has done is breathe. Conqueror's haki, the will of a king, turned loose at addling speed and still potent enough to drop giants where they stand. It's the ultimate flex proof that raw authority alone can then an army before swords ever leave their scabbards. When the tremor stops, only the strongest remain upright, and even Whitebeard's first words are a wary chuckle. The takeaway is chillingly simple. If Shanks' handshake knocks out half a fleet, what happens when he actually tries? 8. An island on a string.
A new era will be ruled by violence.
Kaido is already infamous for shrugging off execution attempts and thunder-clubbing supernovas, but in the middle of the Fire Festival he decides mere brawling is beneath him. Laughing between sake swigs, the dragon Yonko spreads his wings over Onigashima, summons roiling flame clouds, and, like some drunken puppeteer, yanks the entire skull-shaped island into the sky. Roofs crack, pagodas groan, yet the landmass keeps rising, trailing molten stone as if gravity just lost the argument. Samurai stare up in mute horror. Beast pirates break into cheers. The flower capital beneath has no idea a floating fortress is drifting their way. Kaido doesn't even pause his monologue. He's holding a city hostage with one claw while still trading blows on the rooftop, treating a geological flex as background decor. In that moment, the power scale doesn't just tilt, it leaves orbit. Moving mountains is legend. Air mailing an island while you fight 2 generations of pirates proves Kaido isn't the world's strongest creature as hype. He's the living limit the story keeps failing to contain. The 70 Ifrit Jambirg first-class eviction.
It's not over till I say it is.
Onigashima is already floating over Wano when Queen the Plague, half Brachiosaurus, half death metal cyborg, unleashes a barrage of Germa-style lasers, electricity, and stealth tricks. Sanji stumbles, bones cracking as his long-dormant Vinsmoke genes finally awaken, and the cook faces a nightmare: become the heartless super soldier Judge wanted, or stay the man who kicks for his friends and feeds the hungry. Queen makes the choice easy. He sucker punches a defenseless geisha, and the instant her scream echoes through the banquet hall, the air ignites blue-white. Sanji's exoskeleton finishes knitting. His armament haki superheats the flames past Diable Jambi into a brand new, blistering tier IFT Jambi. What follows is speed the eye can't track. Queen turns invisible. Sanji's already behind him. Queen fires a laser. Sanji blitzes through the beam, heel first. Each kick lands with a thunder crack. Collier Coop Mutant Shot, Potron Flamby, Jarrett Flamby, Searing Flesh, Warping Steel. The final strike, Bell of Burst, drives the 600-kilogram Calamity straight through tower walls and out into open sky, spiraling toward the sea like yesterday's trash. Sanji lands light as a feather, cigarette untouched, muttering that the real crime isn't Queen's cruelty or his cyborg hacks. It's overcooking the banquet's ingredients. One island-level Calamity deleted. Zero eyebrow singed the Barrity waiter, just rewrote the temperature scale. 6. Barrier. What Onagashima's rooftop shakes as Kaido and Big Mom swing their weapons in tandem. Roaring Hakai, a whirlpool of Conqueror's haki and compressed air erupts, wide enough to erase a mountain range, and hurtles straight for the 5 rookie pirates. With no room to dodge, Oronana Zoro steps forward, crosses Emma, Wado Ikamanji, and Sandai Katetsu, and floods every ounce of his life force into the blades. The Yonko beam hits, and stops. Black lightning scorches the sky, Zoro's bones crack like rifle shots. But for one impossible heartbeat, he holds back an attack meant to vaporize the island. Law snatches the opening. Shambles, the captains to safety, while behind him the Hawkeye tears a trench clear through the clouds. When the glare fades, Zoro staggers, blood streaming, and rasps a gring. Sorry, only bought you a second. 1 second was all the rebellion needed, and proof a lone swordsman can stand between 2 emperors and the end of the world. 5. The world's strongest quake.
It was I who drove you to this.
Marineford's Bay is packed with warships, seastone walls, and 3 marine admirals lined up like living artillery. Yet the moment Edward Wetbeard Newgate steps onto the figurehead of the Moby Dick, the entire armada feels small. He clenches his colossal Baseno in one hand, cocks the other fist back, and drives it, not into an enemy, but into empty air. The atmosphere itself fractures. Spider web cracks of pure force race across the sky, and the ocean tilts as if someone has yanked the world off its axis. 2 titanic tsunamis rise on either flank of the bay, towering over Marineford's walls like liquid mountains ready to crash down and erase an era in a single splash. Seasoned vice admirals choke on the sight. Rookie sailors drop their rifles and pray. Sengoku barks orders. Admirals leap to counter, but the message is already etched into every trembling deck plank. This is what it means to face the strongest man alive. A foe who can pick a fight with the planet itself and make gravity flinch first. Fort Thunderbag will one swing to humble a future king. Fresh off defeating Katakuri, Luffy barrels into Kuri believing he's finally ready for a Yonko. He rockets sky high and slams a haki charged elephant gun into Kaido's dragon's skull, rattling the heavens and shocking every beast pirate on the ground. The roar fades and Kaido barely looks annoyed. Flames swirl. The dragon shrinks to his human form, Sake club in hand, and Luffy charges again with gear fourth cocked. Kaido doesn't bother with speeches. He crouches, muscles nodding, and in a blur crosses 20 meters faster than thought. Kanabo whistles once, black lightning explodes. Luffy's eyes roll white, gear fourth pops like a balloon, and the would-be pirate king craters into the dirt, unconscious before his body finishes skidding. Silence blankets Wano's hillside. One strike, one sprawling KO, dream deferred in the time it takes a Yonko to exhale. Kaido snorts, takes a swig, and mutters that the kid will make a decent soldier after prison. 3. Dark King S. Light speed.
Who are you? What are you?
Desperate situation they've ever faced.
Kizaru descends on Sabaody like a bored sun god, lasering supernovas into the mangroves and lining up a photon-charged kick meant to erase Zoro mid-sentence. In that blinding instant, a sandal taps the grass, a saber hums into place, and the Admiral's foot stops, dead, against cold, unyielding steel. Silver's Rayleigh, the Pirate King's long-retired first mate, smiles as if he's greeting an old drinking buddy, then drags the blade sideways to carve a line in the soil. Cross this, he murmurs, and die. The air goes still. Conqueror's haki flickers like distant thunder. Marines who've never even met Rayleigh feel their knees weaken. Kizaru, an embodiment of light, untouchable by all but the highest haki, doesn't move. Neither combatant swings again, because the message is already louder than cannon firing. A 70-year-old in flip-flops just frees the fastest man alive with nothing but timing and intent. 2. Puncture Willock surgery on a Yonko.
You can hold on to me!
Big Mom belows on the skull dome. Iron skin shrugging off cannon fire and Conqueror's haki like drizzle. Until Trafalgar Law plants Kikoku in her gut and whispers, Karome. The blade expands into a cathedral of spatial anesthesia, phasing straight through her titanic frame, down through the island, and into the Earth's mantle.
Now puncture.
The island shakes. A shockwave erupts beneath Wano, tunneling miles of bedrock in one apocalyptic pulse. Magma geysers ignite, Big Mom's eyes bulge, blood fountains from her mouth, and the self-proclaimed Eternal Empress plummets through collapsing floors toward the fiery abyss below. It isn't a slice or a stab. It's open-heart surgery on a continent executed mid-battle. As the blast vents into night air, Lost staggers, coat smoking, and rasps a kid, your turn. One scalpel just rewrote tectonic plates, and proved that even a Yonko's organs have nowhere to hide when the surgeon of death decides the sea needs a new patient list. 1. Galaxy Impact, Grandpa nukes a pirate island.
Hey, morons!
A cannonball silhouette hurtles from a marine warship and slams into Hachinosu's plaza, kicking up shockwaves that rattle Blackbeard's fortress. When the dust thins, it isn't a weapon. It's Monkey D. Garp. Laughing like a kid at recess, Conqueror's lightning crackles and red-black forks around the 78-year-old legend as pirates faint by the dozen. But the real earthquake starts when he cocks one arm back, haki swirling so dense it looks molten. His fist never touches stone. The air between knuckles and ground implodes, blooming into a white-hot sphere that expands faster than thought. Garb straightens, dusts off his glove, and bellows, "I'm here for my protege. Any objections?" None come. The power scale lies splintered in the rubble, and every eyewitness learns a frightening truth. The so-called new era still lives in the shadow of a hero's right hand. If you enjoyed reliving these jaw-droppers, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you're front row when the next record-breaking moment drops. Trust me, you won't want to blink.